Welcome back, viewers. You're watching NewsX and I'm Vaishali Kohli, and it's now time for the IPL show on NewsX. And today we focus on KL Rahul's heroic innings against Rajasthan Royals. Today's match between Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings and Bumrah's worrying form. Let me now go across to Sunil Yashkara, who's a cricket scholar. Sunil, the floor is all yours.
Vishali, thank you very much. It's been one of those days where you score good and you don't win the match. That's exactly what happened to last night when we look at the scorecard yesterday. I'm joined by three of the eminent panelists with me. Of course, I'm joined by AKS Satish, the former sports editor of Gulf News. Also, Tos Rizvi, the man from Mumbai, and Erin, who makes his debut with our show called Cricketer, live from Sri Lanka, Colombo. Well, let me just get Tos Rizvi. Tos, just summarize the entire match that happened. Riyan Parag's belter that went in vain last night.
First of all, of course, Delhi Capitals won yesterday thanks to KL Rahul, his beautiful knock that came yesterday. But what was interesting was Riyan Parag bouncing back,
Yes.
captain in a stylish way. I mean, yeah, although he might be on a losing side, but the way he bounced back, especially after that controversy where he was seen weeping in the dressing room and he was punished by BCCI, being charged 25% match fees. That's it. I mean, that wasn't enough. But then that's okay. That's how BCCI conducts itself. Again, this was an interesting game considering despite the failures of the openers, which is rare, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Vaibhav Suryavanshi just contributing in single digits, was the way these guys, the middle order came up, which was, a lot of questions were raised regarding their middle order, whether they are going to come up, and it only depends on the whole batting order depends on the openers. But this time, fortunately, they went on to score some good chunk of runs thanks to, of course, Ferreira and Riyan Parag's 90, very crucial 50 ball, and with five amazing youth sixes in taking the team to 225. But that wasn't enough for a batting heavy side. I mean, again, I would say the Delhi Capitals weren't that impressive in this particular IPL. I mean, they have been very, very inconsistent, heavily depending on their batter KL Rahul. And once again, he came up with that beautiful knock.
AKS
Man of the
Satish.
match performance.
AKS Satish, KL Rahul. Tos Rizvi lives on the KL Rahul's legacy. He's been scoring gradually and he's upping the game, especially with his strike rate that has been increasing in the last 5 editions of IPL. Do you see him as a different player altogether now?
Yes, of course. Hello, viewers. Hi, Sunil. Thanks for having me here. Yes, Sunil, to answer your question, Rahul has been improving. And if you look at not just Rahul, every single player in the Indian team, say, for example, Virat Kohli, he has been improving his strike rate. And even when he played his last T20 World Cup, he has improved his strike rate. So there are certain norms that one needs to follow these days to be even be competing with these young talents who are coming into the knocking on the doors of the Indian team. So you can no longer can be 140, 150 when the batsmen are scoring at 200, 220. You need to up their ante and start scoring the runs. But what is also important is KL Rahul is a very classic batsman. So from the classic mode, if he could, it's easier for him to improve his strike rate because obviously he's playing all those regular shots. These shots would be, like a copybook play where this will be a good shot even in a test match or a one day or T20. So these sort of players, that's why it's important that one needs to be all format players so that you can change your game and up your run rate or scoring rate at any point of time. Not the other way, because if you are a single format player, single dimensional player where you only come and hit those big knocks, so then you'll find you'll be stuck and you'll be found wanting by the others. But this is exactly a classic game where he played a proper cricketing shot, and it showed. It showed that the way he's been scoring runs and he's got the orange cap now. And these are some of the good signs that others should take from these batsmen and then follow it up.
Well, we've got Erin who joins us from Sri Lanka, Colombo. We had a Sri Lankan last night who scored a 50 in 23 deliveries. Do you want to just throw some highlight on Pathum Nisanka's game?
Yeah, absolutely, Sunil. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Sunil, once again. So, just talking about Pathum Nisanka, we all had this chat yesterday as well that the opening combination needs to be fixed. And we had that discussion whether it should be Pathum Nisanka back or whether it should be Pradeep Shaw. But the management, they made that call because obviously Pathum Nisanka, in the recent past, he has been in great form and even his strike rate as well. So, what I saw with regards to Pathum Nisanka was the damage he did, especially against Jofra Archer and Berger, who have been kind of, the attacking bowlers at the top of the innings during the power play. So Pathum Nishanka directly threw the pressure at them. And KL Rahul was given that opportunity to build on his innings as well because KL Rahul got off to a very decent start. His strike rate was moderate. Pathum Nishanka was doing the bulk of the scoring. So basically, that combination really worked out well because Pathum Nishanka was on fire from the word go, and KL Rahul was given that opportunity to build his innings as he used to do, like get off to a kind of a slower start, but then switch gears when he has faced the 15, 17 plus deliveries. So, what I think was the combination between Pathum Nisanka and KL Rahul really worked out, and Pathum Nisanka was kept out the previous game, so probably it might have hit back on his ego, maybe. That's why he wanted to perform. And it was a do or die game for Pathum Nisanka. He had to perform yesterday if he wanted
Just
to.
help us understand where he comes from in Sri Lanka and what kind of a batting sensation he's become in the last 2 years. Just throw some light on him before we move on to our CSK, the second story, which is CSK and Mumbai Indians match.
Yeah, talking about Pathum Nissank and where he is coming from. Basically, he has been in the spotlight since under 19 cricket. He was one of the players who averaged 60 plus in the first class, and he was consistently scoring and he was tapping on doors for Sri Lanka cricket for a very long time. And he got the opportunity, and when he got the opportunity, he really pounced hard. But one area that I need to specifically highlight about Pathum Nissanka is comparing to his strike rate at the start of his career, where he was struggling to get the ball to the boundary at the initial stages of his innings. His strike rate was very much low, and even the fans were kind of triggered that he is not keeping up to the standards of modern cricket. But he switched gears. I mean, he has worked really hard on his strike rate. Like he has become a proper opening batter now, and he has been consistently improving on his strike rate for the past 2 years. If you take a closer look at on his strike rates.
Well, absolutely. Moving on, there's another mouth-watering clash. Now, this time it's Mumbai Indians with another defending champions many years ago, CSK. Well, we are fortunate to have two of the ardent supporters, critic of both the teams as our panelists. Let's move on to Mumbai Indians. I've got Toss Rizvi Toss, Clash of the Faltering Titans. That's what my producer tells me. Would you agree with that?
No, I think you should have gone to Satish starting because he's the host right now. I mean, he's going to be hosting the show. In fact, the match at MH Chidambaram Stadium. Yeah, the last time Mumbai played recently against Chennai, where Sanju Samson came up with a beautiful knock. I hope this time he doesn't do it. Well, of course, yeah. I mean, this team, despite having some of the superstars in their lineup, have not been able to deliver. Whether you talk about Mumbai Indians or the Chennai Super Kings, but Mumbai has a much better, I mean, they are equal. They are equal when it comes to the number of titles, five IPL titles each. But I would say Mumbai had an advantage. They had the experience. They had the experience of Bumrah, Rohits, and the Pandyas who have led, and of course Surya Kumar Yadav, along with those young guns like Ryan Rickelton, and of course the experience of Quentin de Kock. But they have not been able to deliver, which has been unfortunate. And one of the reasons why they have been at the bottom of the table, and it's very difficult for them to qualify. But then again, I don't. It's Mumbai won't be taking this match lightly, considering it's the Chennai Super Kings. They are arch rival in the opponent at the in the opponents, and I think they will be keen on taking the earlier revenge which they they did, the way they did at the Wankhede Stadium, embarrassing put Mumbai in an embarrassing situation was something like Mumbai won't be forgetting so quickly. So this time, Mumbai will be keen on putting that you know helping, not just helping, uh, putting AK Satish into an embarrassing situation with a great performance today at the MH Chidambaram Stadium, I would say, and I'm looking forward to it.
Well, have you gotten over the sadness of the way that Mumbai Indians have gone through, that they've inflicted on the fans?
Yeah, I mean, see, a lot of fans were disappointed. I mean, you can just check out the videos at of the stadium where they leave early even before the match comes to an end, which is a rare sight. Mumbai fans have been one of the ardent supporters, strong supporters of their team. But then looking at those moments, or at those particular viral clips, I mean, it's very easy to be, it's very easy today in today's time where a lot of things get exposed here on social media and people start coming to conclusion and judgment. And this is one of the reasons why they have been on the back foot, that despite back-to-back failures and a lack of consistency, despite having superstars in their lineup, since such kind of some struggle has put fans into an embarrassing situation. There has been no fight from the Mumbai Indians, which is very saddening. And I hope to not to see this next year and Mumbai coming up with a new setup completely.
Satish, what's the temperature there? What's the weather like? And also, is it fair to call it the El Clasico of IPL between Mumbai Indians and CSK? Your views?
Yes, it's been quite hot and humid in the last few days, and it's only getting hotter. And this clash has made it even more hotter, probably in Chennai today. The El Clasico. It's a mouth-watering clash, and I'm going to and watching the match. So in a few hours' time. And last time when I went, I was disappointed, and I had to leave a bit early before the match finished against the GT. So thought probably it won't be the same way today. That's what I hope. But having said that, the teams are too different, Sunil. I would say Chennai has started the rebuilding process early, probably in the since last year. They have been trying to rebuild and bringing in new players. Say, for example, even last game, if you look at, you had Urbil Patel, and you have, of course, your other players are also coming in, and Chennai has been rebuilding their team. If you look at, whereas Mumbai has got a full set team where most of these guys have gone on to win some of the past years. So there is a huge difference in that sense. But having said that, I would still wanted Chennai to show a bit more consistency, especially in terms of the bowling. I think the bowling is where things are not going right with Chennai. Bowling, or maybe even the way the bowling has been handled. I think Ritu was under a bit of a pressure, but his knock of 74 against GT should have eased his nerves a bit, and then he should come back and take it easy, and probably that will also show up against in his captaincy. So these are some of the things. But having said that, I'm going with a very minimal expectations. I just wanted to see all these stars play and compete and have a close match which goes to the wire. And again, we are on the home stretch of the IPL, and it's revenge week. So I hope we get.
Allow me to interrupt you here and just ask you. The team is going through a build-up process, but at the same time, you had the consistent support staff. You have the same consistent skipper I mean, since the time the team existed, and the CEOs and the team management. Why was there a lag in the departure and the handover takeover process?
See, the thing is, when teams are winning, they don't want to give up, and then they don't want to pause there. They don't want to take a break. So obviously, they were a bit again. If you look at the last few years of CSK, it's been very inconsistent in the sense when even under Dhoni, or even when Dhoni was there and Ritu was captaining, they were not able to find the right replacement combinations. If you look at last year also, Rizvi was there in Chennai, but these talents who are coming into Chennai has not been performing. So they didn't have the time to probably be a little bit more patient to give them more chances. So that's one of the reasons. But again, it's not an easy task, because when you come into CSK and you have a huge boots to fill in, 5-time champions, and you come with a lot of expectations, and there is a lot of pressure. So whatever the team management be or the coaching staff be, at the end of it, the players need to go and perform according to the situation.
Well,
So,
absolutely.
so
Aaron,
that's
Aaron, what I'm hearing is two absolutely dismayed and completely run off supporters of both the team, which had once ruled the roost in IPL. Do you think if CSK gets the better of MI, it's curtains for MI, sadly, but yeah, reality eats them hard tonight if they lose? Aaron?
It's always fair to call that it has been the biggest game throughout the history of IPL. Like both the teams sharing 10 titles among them, so that tells a story how much they have dominated the IPL throughout the past years. But talking about the last few seasons, both teams haven't really managed to come up to their potential. And if you talk about head to head, 1921, nothing much between the two teams. And since 2023, though, CSK have managed to be on top. They have managed to win 5 out of the 6 games, and they are currently leading. So that alone shows that Mumbai Indians haven't been on their best form in the past few seasons as well. But more importantly, both the teams sitting at right at the bottom of the table. Mumbai Indians at number 9 and CSK at number 7. So it's always an important game for both teams. And as you correctly mentioned, Sunil, if Mumbai Indians lose this game, it's going to be very tough for them. It's going to be very hard for them to bounce back. And in Sri Lanka, it has been a tough situation for all fans because we have been supporting both Mumbai and Chennai Super Kings time to time. Both the teams sitting at the bottom of the table, so we are hoping for the best tonight.
Well, absolutely. There are key battles, battle within a battle that is simmering up. But whatever is said and done, look at the captain of Mumbai Indians. He's languished with his performance. Let's look at Ryan Reckleton versus Hussain. The second is Tilak Varma and Noor Ahmed. Toss Rizvi. Tilak Verma, Noor Ahmed, and Ryan Rickleton versus Akhil Hussain. What is the competition
Ryan,
looking like?
Ryan has been fantastic here for Mumbai Indians. Yeah, it's a different matter that he has not been able to get the kind of support that he should have been. But this is worth looking forward to. I mean, Akhil is as talented. He's a youngster, somebody who's played other leagues as well. And these both might have exchanged before in the other international, of course, matches and T20 leagues. But then this is one thing to watch out for, the one encounter, whether he's going to step out against Akil Hussain, who's a good tweaker, interesting, especially a youngster who likes to bowl in the this particular format and knows how to bowl, especially when bowlers are struggling. On the other hand, look at Tilak Verma. He got 100 in this league. Before that, he's been terrible form. But then this 100 would definitely help him, get a lot of confidence and belief in himself that okay, now I can get on with the runs. But again, Noor Ahmed is not just another player. He's a talented player. May not be like his teammate. May not be in form like his teammate from Mumbai. Of course, Afghanistan guy. That tweaker, Allah Gazafar. But then Noor Ahmed is a special talent. Somebody, uh, I would say, left arm Rashid Khan. The way he bowls, he's got similar action, but with the left arm Chinaman thing. So I think these two guys, this two clash between the two champion bowlers and batters is something to watch out, and it's going to be purely entertaining, especially on a wicket like MH Chidambaram Stadium where there were it rained sixes and boundaries in the last game, 200 plus runs was scored. This time it will be much beyond when Mumbai Indians bats.
Absolutely, the disappointment is very evident from Toss Rizvi. Satish, Sanju Samsung, irrespective of the jersey that he wears, in the last 6 months has been a great revelation. Of course, a late bloomer in his career. Just imagine he taking over Jasprit Bumrah, one of the greatest exponents of leather ball. What do you think of this contest? How does it look to you from the stadium where you would be going and watching the match tonight, MH Chidambaram?
Yeah, it's actually a great game because Sanju is a fantastic talent, and Bumrah has not been in the best of his form. He's not having his best run up, best delivery basically right now. So it's going to be an interesting clash. But I would say, being a part of Chennai or watching Chennai for a while, I don't think it's going to be a bouncy track where Bumrah can give raises, bounces, and all that. It's going to be a red soil, low bounce wicket where the spinners could play a role. So in that sense, I would think Sanju needs to be a little bit more calmer and play a longer innings than expect to score quickly, especially with the likes of Bumrah coming in early and bowling in. So you have some very good Bumrah, Bolt, and Hardik. The three fast bowlers are going to come and torment you initially or keep you under check. So I think Sanju needs to see. He's a phenomenal talent. He's got shots around the wicket. I wouldn't say as 360 as Surya Kumar Yadav, but he could play some fantastic shots all around the pitch. So I think he needs to show a little bit more patience, exactly like what he did last game against GT. He was a bit, he hit a couple of fours of Rabada, but he tried to go after him and then lost his wicket. So if he stays for more than 10 overs, I think the game is Chennai's.
Satish, we come to the last part, and this time I'm not going to ask who are you supporting, because we know
You
it
should
could
see my
be.
see my T-shirt. It was not by default. It's by design.
Well, that's your admission. I didn't ask for it, but yes, it's guilty as proven. But take a step back. Which is the player that you would want to go and watch and brave the heat and weather of M.A. Chidambaram?
Certainly, I would like to watch Sanju for sure, if you are looking at it from a Chennai perspective. But from Mumbai, I would like to see Tilak Verma, because he's now showing a lot of potential. He has been playing well, but only thing is, again, like Sanju, he's phenomenally talented, but he has been not consistent enough to carry the team. See, Tilak has been there for at least for 3-4 seasons now. So he should show that consistency to keep scoring every game. So these are the two players I would like to watch, apart from the spinners, Afghan spinners, who will be having a good contest, because I think the wicket should be a spinning track today.
Well, yesterday for Toss Rizvi, it was Webb of Suryavanshi. Thank God it wasn't another Rizvi, but Suryavanshi it was. Toss, who's your man today that you're going to be watching for, ideally from Mumbai?
You know what? Sanju Samson, of course, he's there on top of everybody's mind, because when he gets going, he's unstoppable and pure entertainment. And I would like to see that contest between Sanju and Jasprit that you were talking about early. I mean, this guy has been in terrible form, unfortunately. Jasprit Bumrah, economically as well as wicket, he's not been able to take wickets the way he used to in bulk. But this time, I would like to see Sanju again taking on. But at the same time, I would want Bumrah to stop this juggernaut of Sanju Samson, the way he's delivering. That will be one contest, and I'm looking at these two guys.
Erin,
Rest,
who's
Hardik
your
Pandya, let's hope he gets good as captain. Yeah, it's been a high time now.
Absolutely. One of the rare supporters of Hardik Pandya on television and media today, it's Toss Rizvi. But let's finally concluding. Erin, it is Sanju Samson for both the sports writers from two different places, perhaps two different fans of the team playing today. What's your favorite today?
Well, keeping things a little bit more interesting, let me go with the rivalry. I'm looking out for Bumrah today, to be very honest, because it sounds like it not sounds likely. It looks like that he is looking at like a wounded lion now. I'm pretty sure that he will bounce back today. He needs to prove himself. He's a legendary bowler. So I'm watching out for Jasprit Bumrah today.
Well, it's not only just about the legendary bowler we're talking about two teams which have won the IPL trophy on numerous occasions between them. And that's all we had time for. Keep watching NewsX. We'll be back after a short commercial break, and I thank all my participants and the viewers. Don't touch the remote. We'll be back after a short commercial break very soon.
Thank you.